Contemporary Practice, Exercise 4.2, Organising Your Archive. Now, I've just made a video concerning my personal archive. My secondary archive, now that the photographs have arrived, are connected with local history. So the photographic evidence I'm now just placing into my sketchbook. Still in the same sort of ordered manner as what it will be, very similar, that goes into my archive box. Only this time I've now started just to bullet point some words and so forth of anything that is starting to make links. Still keeping the layered paper and drawing and mark making. These obviously resulting in here we've got simple line making. Over here using polyfiller and drawing into that as one of the samples, sort of reminisce a headstone and so forth. And then as the drawing developed, we started to see that, you know, some of the results could almost be block printing type effects. Moving on, this one just starts to replicate. I'd started to just look at how headstones start to weather, and you get, you know, fungus and textural plant life, organic plant life that sort of starts to develop. And this here starts to reminisce just with some brown paper and polyfiller and drawing over the surface. And again here we can see the layering and mark making and so forth. This had started to make links for me with Elizabeth Cousin Scott's work, how where I suppose I initially got majority of the ideas from for the drawing, with plenty of, you know, layering different types of textured papers, tracing paper, and what has been working quite well is the greaseproof paper. And I think what it's kind of setting, what it's doing across the broad of the work is it's giving it kind of a muted sepia colour palette in a lot of this organising of the archive. So this one here is actually went out locally to the cemeteries and started to do some rubbings with a wax crayon, just replicating brass rubbings. And here you can see that just through simple mark making, highlighting out with some shadow, some wording and so forth. And as I was working through this, I kind of started to make links with decay of the names and the voices and the different dates that you get on the headstones, which then started reminiscing family traditional values with words and so forth, and voices. And I think kind of the tracing paper gives it kind of a ghostly type of translucent finish. And these are almost, you know, quite print-like, if you like, making rubbings from the direct source of the marks on the headstone. This one here, I kind of made a link. It almost reminded me of what I was working on earlier with my school badge. So that started to work quite well. And then just continuation through here, just mark making and drawing from different types of headstone. One thing that I had kind of started to notice in various cemeteries, you do get a combination of sandstone and a combination of slate type granite headstones. Sandstone's quite brittle and very soft to make a rubbing from, but the slate and the granite, it's almost as if it had been made the same day, even though some of them are 100 years old. So that was working really well, and again has enabled me to do layers of paper and just draw what I see. Then to continue with the organisation of the archive, I've also put together one for ancient history and another one for personal archive, where it was the horses bits and the equestrian wear. But I did notice that there was a lot more work in the first three applications that I've done in my sketchbook, so I'm not going to at this point talk this through. So this completes the organising of my archive, the ideas and so forth, and links and development of ideas in my sketchbook.